Hey guys, it's Tuesday, November 28th, 2023, and it's been a while since I've done any kind of an update, whether it's on the layout or the train. And actually, the train is winterized and put away, and it's kind of out of the way now because I want to get back into doing some woodworking, and I have totally organized my shop and got it all set up to do that. I had this table that I made years ago that's been on the back side of the wall, basically holding junk. And so I've cleaned that off, swapped sides with the train and the table so that I can get to it. And got all the tools ready to go. I've been making jigs. I'll bring those down. Actually, Jerry, you probably have a whole bunch of woodworking jigs, probably better than mine. But I've done, some tweaking with tools. And I took my radial arm saw off, and I still got the stand for it, but I put my chop saw on it 'cause I never use that radial arm saw. So I did that. I put in a dust collection system that's been sitting up in the attic for 20 years. Finally put that in. And kind of show you what I've kind of been doing, just getting it organized. I've got the dust collector underneath there. I put a tray around my lathe to catch little things. Got all the tools and everything in its spot and where it needs to be, and it's a lot easier to move around in here. A lot more organized. I can find stuff. Got kind of a overhead deal up here that holds some things to get out of the way. I've got table saw stuff here, sanding blocks, push sticks, and so forth. And I made some zero clearance throat plates for the table saw, which are really nice. Did that on the router and got that set up over there. It's a portable router station. Got the joiner, my dad's joiner, all tweaked up. That thing hasn't seen the motor turn in God knows how long. I have no idea how long that's been, but it's up and running good. I've basically been tuning and tweaking things, sharpening blades, and just getting everything, zeroed out, and, so that I can just start cutting and clamping and making stuff. So now I've got to make a mess. But let me shut the camera off for a second, and I'll pull these jigs down and show you what I did. Well, this first jig, it's a router sled that I can use for leveling off uneven boards, and I'm going to get into making some nice cutting boards, so that's a good way to level those out. And this thing will sit on the table saw with my pipe clamps on each side, and it runs up and down the pipe clamps, and the router goes back and forth and levels that off. And I made it's a jig. It's kind of a sled, slides on the table saw. This adjusts, and I can cut panels of different angles and infinite. It goes from 0 to 90 degrees. And I've got, this is a jig for running a router in for doing dados with a router that really slick. It works really good. Then I've got a jig for making, it's not dovetails, but finger joints. And it's adjustable, and it can make different size finger joints. And it's also, it's all set up like a sled rides on the table saw. Both these jigs do too. This is absolutely 45. I can cut any picture frames or whatever, get a perfect 45 on that. And then just this little crosscut sled makes it really nice for cutting small pieces, and don't have to use my miter. And let's see, this guy, I'll show you this in a minute. This is really cool. It's an L fence. I saw that on YouTube. And you can take uneven boards, and you can take one of these blocks with sandpaper on it, and you can run the. Let me see if I can find one I could show you. Let's say I wanted to. This had an uneven side, and it had a bow in it, whatnot. You can basically set it here like this, and run the sandpaper block along the fence. And this is your. Actually, I'd probably use the longer one. Sorry about my finger. I got a longer block. Same deal. It's got sandpaper, so it was set on there. Sandpaper grips the wood, and then you can run it along this perfectly straight piece on the L fence, and you can do that. You can also make weird angle cuts on it too. So if you had a line you wanted to do, you just run like that and run it through the saw and get your angle. That's really slick. Probably end up using that a lot. And this one, let me get that off for a second. This little guy is for cutting little tiny material. You can do it for model railroads or any scratch building of anything. This clamps to the fence, and then you push your material through this lip with a little tiny blade. It's this little guy right down here, and it's a 1/16 of an inch. And I tried it, and I cut some material a 1/16 of an inch by 1/16 of an inch. I mean, it's really, really small. I actually think it's even smaller than that. But I did that. Made a fence for my bandsaw in case I need to resaw any material. That could come in handy. And this, I wish I'd have done this a long time ago on the drill press. I've been dealing with this for years, especially with the building of that train. And can't do this one-handed. Oh, come on, get in there. There we go. Can't do that one-handed. Okay, but you get the idea. It's got its own fence. You can run material in there, and I've got a piece of MDF to keep from drilling into that. But that I wish I'd done a long time ago. And the dust collection runs from the unit under here and goes in behind the fire scanner, all the tools, to a Y, and then one end of it runs out here, and got a stop dam that connects to the hose that I can run to the sanders if I'm, because you know how much sawdust these things make, and that helps a lot. And the other one goes to the underneath the hood of the chop saw. So, and I think that's probably it, but I've got everything all marked and labeled. I can find it. If I wasn't using it, I got rid of it. But, even then, you still keep stuff you don't use. But anyway, that's my update. One of these days I'll get back to the layout, and that's still an open discussion. So Can't wait to get the train back out, but right now it's covered. Even though it's covered, it still gets sawdust in it. So that's the update, guys, and I will talk to you later. Take care.